Okay, Gemini, welcome to Timsy's Naked Tarots. What can I say? You had the Knight of Swords on your weekly energy read, like the All Signs one I done last Sunday. You're lucky last of my weekly reads. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll find out. It's not a bad thing. It's just the way the universe told me to do my reads this week, and you've ended up last. Okay, Timsy's Naked Tarots are basically, I'm not naked, Timsy's not naked. Timsy isn't currently fully dressed. He's not long out of bed, so he's still wandering around in a dressing gown. Well, I'm not wandering around anymore, I'm sitting down doing a video, but it's the tarots are naked. I'm trying to strip tarots back to what they should be, what they are, and do it on YouTube. A tarot is a very personal reading, normally a one-on-one with the reader and a person, possibly a family of people, where horoscopes tend to be a generalized reading. The tarot has formed over many years through people who receive universal energies, and I imagine way back when they first started doing it, they started building their own decks and to put the powers into the cards, if that makes sense. So they draw a card to verify what they're feeling coming in from the universe. And as these energy readers met other energy readers, they compared decks and maybe looked at their card and what it meant for one reader, and then thought, well, actually, yeah, that makes more sense of how I feel this one feels on me. So they then sort of take out their old card, let's say, let's just use the tower for example. Yeah, they take out their version of the tower, which might have been a tree falling down due to being old or whatever, which kind of does the same thing. It frees up a big open patch in the forest which the sun can come through, then new life can start growing from it. And see that, like, this other reader has got like a tower being hit by a bolt of lightning, and it's, oh yeah, that is more like it, because like it's for a person, not for the wildlife. So, and gradually the decks formed into what they are today. Now, astrology, on the other hand, is almost a science. It wouldn't be classed as a science these days because science has advanced too much. But back when astrology was forming, it was people watching the position of the stars and relating them to what happens in their life and what happens in the life of the village, and obviously what happens in the life of their world, bearing in mind their world would have been a lot smaller than our world is now. And they started over time, and normally, like, passing down from parent to child, yeah, over years and years and years, they started to realise that when the stars are in a certain place, a certain sequence of events would happen. It might not be the same sequence of events, but it will be close enough to bear resemblance to. So, for instance, when Mars aligns with Venus and the Sun, for example, there may be a war or a conflict. There may be a bust up between two families in the village. And every time those stars are in those places, something similar happens. It might not be a bust up with two families in the village. It might be another village comes in and raids them for food because they had a bumper crop that year and the other village had a drought. So they see the patterns within the stars. And this is true because the energies come in from the universe, and the energies of the stars and the planets all give off their own energies, which kind of interferes with the energies coming in from further afield. And so it does make things happen, but it's a generalization, where tarot is a personalization. So that being said, I'm going to try to more personalize it for you. We're going to draw an incoming energy card out of my playing deck, and then we're going to do the read with the tarot deck. And as I said, you had the Knight of Swords from last Sunday, So I'm drawing on that energy. I've asked the universe while I was pre-shuffling. We're drawing on that energy. Asked the universe while I was reshuffling or pre-shuffling for the energy of the person coming in. So, shall we begin? As I've just mentioned, they've all been pre-shuffled, all 2 packs. Okay, we'll pop that on there, and we'll pop that on there. There we go. Just give it a quick shuffle again, and then we'll draw. 10 of diamonds. So this is a much older, much older earth sign. Bearing in mind, the much older and much younger thing all bears relevance on your age. I see your age in my deck as the 5. 6. So either side of the 5 or 6, 6 being roughly the same age as well, is younger or older. The higher you go up, the more older they are. So if you're 20 and you're watching this, this could be a 40 or 50-year-old. If you're 40 and 50 and you're watching this, this could be a 70, 80-year-old, and vice versa. Okay, so we've got a older, okay, we're pre-shuffle again. We've got a much older earth energy coming in. Okay, just a quick reminder, the Knight of Swords is someone who's insecure in their mind. They don't like to consider other people's feelings, and not so much they don't like to consider other people's feelings. They don't really consider other people's feelings. They just charge in. It's a fast-moving energy. They rush in, and they can rush out just quick as again. So, okay then. The way we'll do the energies is just here will be the connection, how this older earth sign is connected to you, maybe just the connection itself, how you're connected to them. We don't know until we start reading it. Just there is how the older earth sign feels about the connection. Just here will be how the older earth sign feels about you in particular. Just there will be a universe section which will reveal something hidden, which neither party knows. They might, I don't know, sort of possibly intuitively know, but they don't consciously know. Just here will be the final outcome. And just under that 10 of diamonds, I am going to lay the overall energy of the whole read for today, which is the Star, a wish fulfilled, a wish to be fulfilled. Last time I looked at this, that's the other thing. Last time I looked at this, I had the rose, the little rose bush there, and the way it's like coming into bloom, but it's not in full bloom yet, and she's still watering it and tending to it. This time, it's the Star standing out to me really, really prominently. So, I don't quite know what that means as yet, but that'll all become clear as the read goes on. The Strength card for the connection of the situation. Straight away, what I'm just getting off that is you kind of need strength, possibly both of you, for this situation. So it could be a trying situation. The Ace of Pentacles is how the older earth sign feels about the situation, which is a fresh opportunity, possibly a new job. Okay, yeah. And a get on with it attitude. That's kind of like what I'm getting on with that. So it's like it's a fresh opportunity. They see it as a fresh opportunity. and they're just getting on with it. Obviously, they're older than you. They have a little bit more life experience, and they know dwelling about it ain't actually going to do anything about it. So they're just going to pull their energy straight in, and oh, there you go. Look, just representing that star even more, and do it. How they feel about you is the devil energy. Okay, that's it's sort of kind of like obsessive, addictive energies as such. Maybe they do obsess over you a bit, which could be like a parent, and you could be their child, and they're obsessing over your safety and your well-being, or it could be an addiction type one, and obviously not a parent, but maybe you have an addiction, and they're worried about your addiction, or they're addicted to you and your power and your energy, and they can't get enough of you. Okay, the Three of Cups in the universe. Some readers see this as a third party. Oh, it's a third party. I wasn't concentrating on what type of reading this was, other than it was for you and this incoming power. So I haven't already got anything in my head about it being a love reading, a financial reading, a general life reading. It's just the reading of you and this older earth sign. So yes, it could possibly be a third party is involved in this relationship, or it could be a coming together of people to make whatever's you need strength for work. Again, we'll get a bit more clarification on all that in a minute. And the overall outcome is the victory. The Chariot card, victory card. It's a fast-moving energy. I kind of see I see most pentacles as slow-moving, and I see that. Well, I don't know, the whole demeanor about that page on that card is like, oh, I'm carrying this really carefully. I can't drop it. Oh, I better take my time, and oh, yeah. And I think what the outcome is trying to clarify with that is it needs kicking up the arse and going a bit faster. So which is what I feel. The Ace of Cups. Okay, I'm starting to think maybe this is turning into a love reading. Great love, a new start, a new love start. Okay, now looking at the rest of the cards in here, I'm starting to think maybe this older earth sign has feelings and affections for you, and possibly needs the strength to come in to tell you, especially as pages tend to be messengers of some description. Okay, and that's being clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, which is divine timing, as I said. Well, no, I haven't said. As I've just said, it's divine timing. So it may be taking a while. It may have taken a while, but I think they're getting to the point where they're ready to come in. As I said, off the Page of Pentacles, it's like a no nonsense. I'm going to go for it. And as I also said, they're older than you. They've probably been in a similar situation before, and they know that dilly dallying around ain't gonna do anything. It's also can be seen as a fearful card. Like, I've planted my crop and I'm fearful that it's not going to grow, doesn't grow to its full potential. So I think they're fearful about coming to you with this offer of love, because obviously there's a reasonable age gap, and I think they're a bit fearful that you might laugh in their face, turn them away. They might also be fearful that you grab hold of this offer and, yank it off to the bedroom. Who knows? Oh, there you go. Normally I would shuffle between each clarifier, but I didn't this time. It just comes straight out, and this is why. It's the Two of Cups. They feel about the situation is that you are a soulmate to them. The Two of Cups, it's like the two energies being drawn together by, well, not actually by the universe, by each other. I see, personally, this is just my personal views of the Two of Cups in my readings, is generally this is the minor arcana of the Lovers. Because a lot of people confuse the Lovers. They think, oh, it's Lovers, I've got a choice of Lovers. No, the Lovers is basically the universe saying, no, you don't have a choice. We've chosen for you. Yeah, you can either do what we've chosen for you, or you can go and stand in that big tower I was talking about right at the early doors of this video and be hit by a bolt of lightning and watch your tower crumble down around you. Yeah, but this one is, you do have a choice. They see the situation as a chance to come together with you and be soulmates. But from your perspective of it, this is also a choice of, do I take them? So that's kind of how I see that card, especially in this reading. The Nine of Swords, which is hardness and a lack of compassion. They feel possibly that when they do come to you, that you're going to be cold and emotionless to them. But they feel that they're willing to take it because they feel that you are the one for them, especially with that Devil, about how they feel about you. Okay, let's have a quick shuffle. Okay, right. Oh, wow. Okay. The Four of Cups. I will tell you why I said oh wow in a second as well. Sort of like they're dreaming of you a lot. They're musing about you a lot. When they think of you, they sort of get emotional balance. So possibly all the other things they have up in their head is sort of all emotionally balanced out, and when they start thinking about you, they think, well, it's not actually that big a deal. I've got this to deal with. And obviously, when I say a lot, I mean really, really a lot, because this is over the power of the Devil. Bear in mind, we got the Wish card, the Star, over all this reading. So this is kind of like what they're wishing for. They're wishing for you, Gemini. They're wishing to be a soulmate with you. They're also inadvertently, because they're worried, wishing that you're going to be cold to them. They're wishing to have the strength to bring you the Ace of Cups. They're also wishing the fear into it as well. This is the problem with wishes. Yeah? When you make that wish, you're wishing absolutely everything you have in your head about that wish. And the universe sometimes finds it really, really hard to define what you actually want. So they just give it to you all. They give you what you want. They give you the soulmate. And the chance to give them the big Ace of Cups. But they also give you the fear that it's all going to go wrong. And in this particular case, with that Devil there, they're obsessing over you a hell of a lot. The reason I giggled was because I actually drew the card before I went to shuffle. Yeah, not really paying attention to what I was doing. Should have just gone with it. But I thought, no, I've got to shuffle. So I put the card back on the top of the deck and then shuffled. And then shuffled. And then pulled it out at the bottom of the deck, or out the top of the deck once I finished shuffling. And it was still the Four of Cups. So I shuffled the Four of Cups right through the pack, right back to the top to go back where I was going to put it anyway. This is clarified by the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is seen as the minor arcana of the world, a new start. They're wanting a new start with you. So this is someone you've had dealings with in the past. It's not just a random someone who's seen you across the bar and had been obsessing over you ever since. It's a card of marriage there, so they're not just obsessing over the normal things people obsess over with when they're passionately in love with someone. They're actually obsessing over the whole package. They don't just want you in bed, they want you in the kitchen and they want you in the living room. And I don't mean in that sort of sense, I just mean generally sitting there reading a book or sitting at the table yapping to them while they're cooking dinner. And so on. They want the whole package, they want marriage with you. Which ain't surprising because the Ace of Cups is there and the Three of Cups there. Shall we have a look at the Three of Cups, shall we? Oh, just a quick heads up. They think you're their sunshine. You light up their day. Whenever they see you, it's just like a ping. That was the energies at the bottom of the deck, what you didn't know about. And the Nine of Pentacles as well, just underneath that. So, let's clarify this Three of Cups, shall we? A third party, a coming together. Party times, sometimes. Some people call it party times. The book reading would normally be something like some sort of group, any sort of group, support group. This could also be any sort of big grouping which helps people out. So charities, anything like that. That's kind of like what the book meaning means of the Three of Cups. Obviously, every reader has their own energy for it. Oh, okay. And, oh, okay. Right. The universe is saying that this Three of Cups is going to cause a tower moment. It's funny. We talked about tower moments. I must have known it was coming out. We've been yapping about tower moments all the way through this video. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to cause a tower moment. I'm kind of getting off this now. The universe is kind of saying there is already someone else in the picture. Either from, I think, Gemini, you've got someone in the picture and you're not overly happy with this person you're with. You're kind of still with them for the fact that it's better the devil you know. That just popped into my head. It's comfy. You know what they do. You know how they're going to react to certain things. It's a comfort relationship. You should have got out of it a long time ago, but you haven't. You're just still sitting in there because it's comfy, and you know how it is. It might be awkward and stuff, but it's still comfy. But I think the universe is kind of tell us with that and that when this older earth sign comes to you and tells you how they feel and possibly wants to help you in your future, is causing you a tower moment. And but don't worry too much, because it's going to be a hard-won victory, because that's what the Six of Swords, Six of Wands is. But it's going to be a good hard-won victory. And just to clarify, that's the energies at the bottom of the deck. Judgment. So, and as I also said there, yeah, it's like the minor arcana of the Lovers. So it's a choice, but you've got control over the choices. This hasn't quite got to the point where the universe is saying, no, here, take it, or you're going to have shit. It's at the point where you can still opt for this if you want. And the universe is telling that, yeah, because of the three people involved, or more, possibly, it will cause a tower moment, possibly if you don't take it. And if you don't take it, the hard-won victory would be possibly coming off the earth sign, where they keep plugging at it and eventually win you over anyway. So you could avoid the tower moment by taking the offer, I feel, leaving the third party. The overall outcome is a victory, a fast victory, if the earth sign decides to put his finger out, or hers. Because I don't know if it's a female or a male. The King of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Okay. The King of Pentacles, let's deal with that one first. The King of Pentacles, I see the King of Pentacles as the sort of king you want. It's a down-to-earth, got it together sort of person. It's not the sort of person you're going to find while you're flicking through any form of dating site. They don't need to do that. They know that because they're down to earth, they just do what they do, and eventually something will come along. The Six of Cups is innocence, a lack of guilt. This is the final outcome. They don't feel any form of guilt about what you might have to go through to come to them, I think. And you will eventually come to them, because the Chariot card is out there. Well, actually, you not necessarily will come to them. They will come to you, because this is your reading. So you will win. Whatever. If you choose the right route, if you go, I don't know. I'm wanting to say, if you accept the offer of this older earth sign, if you're still watching, if there's any Geminis out there with an older earth sign who happens to be watching this video, if you accept this offer, it will come out good for you. You will get the victory. You will be victorious. This ain't the only victorious card in here, the Chariot. There has been another couple, like the Six of Wands, the hard-won victory. I do believe the hard-won victory will be if you decide to go down the Tower Road and make it a longer journey than it necessarily has to be. But you will still be getting to the same conclusion at the end. Right. I've just been shuffling the deck, and sort of while I was saying all that, the universe knows what my question would have been next, and there's the first card for it, which is the Emperor upside down, which will be clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, and that's going to be my clarifier for the upside down Emperor. That's the first time I've ever had an Emperor upside down. Normally the Emperor, I see the Emperor as someone who's very indecisive but will do it anyway. Because the Emperor is all the kings rolled into one, and all the kings all have their different traits. Some will come in and cut stuff out that they don't want without really thinking about the consequences. Others, like the King of Pentacles, they're down to earth and they weigh up all their options before making their move. You've got like the King of Cups, who has got all the love in the world for you, but then they don't often show it all to you. They just gradually drip feed you with it through a relationship. So when you put all them together, you will have one person who wants to go in and cut something out, but then there's another part of them saying, well, no, let's just weigh this up. So they don't go in and cut it out, and they weigh it up. And then they think, oh, I should have just gone in and cut that out anyway. So being upside down, I'm actually going to say this is a very decisive person, but I'm not actually reading that one yet. We should be reading the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is like a new start. It's going to be in your favour. It's the right way up, which means fortunes are going to go your way. Because possibly you're not going to be indecisive about it, you are going to go steaming all in. All the traits of all the kings are all going to be in agreement with this. So yeah, and the Seven of Cups clarifying that is kind of like too many things to choose from. And so although the Emperor has got too many things to choose from, which I think in your particular case, this is talking about your third party, it's I think it would have been the Three of Cups there if I had two Three of Cups in the deck, but I don't. So that's what I kind of get the feel of that. Yeah, the other thing is the Emperor can also be seen as someone who wants it their way. Yeah, being an Emperor, it's like, this is how it's going to be done, this is how we're going to do it, and now you just go and do it. But again, because it's upside down, it could be a realization that perhaps your way isn't the best way, and you should go about it kind of like the opposite way to how you would normally. So, for instance, if you do sit there and weigh absolutely everything up before making your decision, don't go with your gut feeling. If you generally go with your gut feeling, perhaps take a step back and weigh things up. You've got all the powers of all the kings in that card. Use them. I think that's what kind of the upside down Emperor is trying to tell me there, to get your Wheel of Fortune to go in your favour. Okay, I hope that's been a good read for you. If you want to see something really amazing, go and check out my Virgo read I posted yesterday, because towards this point I checked the clarifying card underneath, and I actually pulled 4 out from it, and then I shuffled for the overall outcome, and then pulled the exact same 4 clarifying cards from underneath the bottom of the deck in the same order. I've never had that before either, which I actually used as the universal clarifying bit at the end. So it's kind of like amazing. I've never seen that, so it's kind of like, well, it's a first for me. You go and watch one of my firsts, but I've also had another first in